All right, let's go. Am I doing this?
Aaron, of course you
What's
are.
your job?
I think it'd be funnier if someone else did it, and then I surprised them.
And then you jump in.
No,
okay.
It'll be better if I start and then you interrupt me.
Or you get
Welcome
through
to
the
the
whole
gear.
thing.
What?
You get through the whole thing, and then you say I'm Phil, and I say I'm Cole, and then everyone's going to expect Aaron to still be gone, and then he says that I'm Aaron, and then he's
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think you should interrupt me. Welcome to the Gear Stum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar,
I'm Aaron.
culture, not.
And I'm Cole.
We sum it hard so you don't have to.
How was that?
Interrupting Aaron, everyone. He's back.
I'm back, suckers. I am back. In fact, I never left.
Aaron, we missed you.
Guess who's back?
We missed you so much. We held down the fort without you, with the help of
you burned down
some
the fort.
guests.
We tried to.
I liked when Jay was on and you guys solved racism again. That was good. What else?
Yeah.
We
Admit it.
racism.
You wish you had been here for that episode.
That was good. I liked football, soccer talk.
Yeah.
Are we just going to recap the episodes we did without Aaron now that he's here?
No, I'm just telling you the parts I liked.
Okay.
I liked last week when it was just the two of you. Nice intimate setting. It was good. You guys are great. I was very proud of you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Aaron. Even though we don't need your validation.
No, we're just saying as a friend that we
are worth
appreciate
it.
your compliments.
We are enough without you, Aaron.
Yee.
You're more than enough.
I mean, we're not enough without you, like recording on the podcast, but we are enough without your validation of our recordings.
Oh, yes. I like that. Yeah. I feel that way
I think
too.
everyone would agree. We're not quite enough without you on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so raise your hand audibly if you have watched
through the
Army
Zoom function.
of Dead.
Army of the Dead?
Yes.
Yes. Wait. Army
Netflix.
You mean Army
just
of
came
Darkness?
No.
Oh.
Netflix just came out.
Are you saying
Dave
Heart of
Bautista.
Darkness?
No. Dave Bautista.
There's no P in his name. Oh, I think he said Baptista.
I think I did the first time.
Is it? Does
Saint
he
John.
say? Does he
Saint
say
David.
Batista or Bautista?
Or does he say Batista?
I think we can all agree he doesn't say the last one.
Dave the Baptist.
Dave the Baptist, yeah.
He says Dave
Okay,
Baptiste.
so you
when
guys have not seen
he was a professional wrestler, yeah, right?
Yes.
Did he go by? He went by Batista.
Aaron, you
cut out
blanked
there,
out for
Aaron.
like a solid
This does not bode well for
7
today, but that will be okay.
seconds.
We will get through it.
We will. It's okay. Aaron just interrupts himself with silence.
I didn't follow wrestling enough
Just like the good old days.
to even know who anyone is, let alone how they pronounce their names. So I'm not going to be of much help in that conversation.
Same.
Well, what I
move
mean
past
is he
how
has
to
a
say
U
his
in his
name.
name, but I think when he was a wrestler, he took out the U.
Okay.
Oh,
It's just
because
interesting.
it was like because he was like whitewashing his name or something,
Maybe.
or not like intentionally. Well, yeah.
Yeah. See, Batista
like-
is the name of the person, the character, which is played by Dave Bautista.
But wait a minute. Bautista and Batista
Bow.
in my brain are registering as equally ethnic. How is one less ethnic sounding?
I think it's like a visual thing. Maybe people would see the U and they'd be like, "How do I say this?"
Oh,
Bautista.
okay.
Like they would think it
I
was
gotcha.
Bautista instead of.
That's Bautista. Who's Dave
like-
Bautista?
It's like, okay, who were they trying? Who were they trying to like make allowance for? Racists or stupid people?
Both.
Yeah, wrestling
Stupid
fans.
racist people.
I mean, the two circles are kind of one and the same, right?
Racist, sexist boys.
Guys, I don't want to go out on a limb. I don't want to like get canceled or anything, but I think racist people are ignorant. Okay,
Mm.
I'm just gonna say it.
Agree.
Don't at me. Okay. Anyway, so
Do you know what
guys-
movie I did see, Phil? That I had
Which
never
one?
seen. That I had never seen before.
Which
that
one?
I realize now that I had never seen before.
Please say best of the best.
No. What is best?
No.
Did
You didn't watch it?
You didn't
I
watch
feel
it?
like no.
Oh, bro, best of the
that
best.
has to
is-
be the worst named movie of all time.
No,
that
it's the
name-
best of the best.
It's such a meaningless name. I don't know what it is.
It's because you take the best, and then you find
Yeah.
out who's the best among
Who's the
those.
best of the? Yes.
What is it? A
amongst
reality
them.
show? Is it like The Challenge?
No,
Oh,
it's
Cole.
it's. Imagine if there was the Olympics, but it was just the U.S. versus North Korea,
Yeah, it was just Taekwondo.
and
bro.
it was only Taekwondo.
Oh, okay. That sounds pretty rad. Why didn't you say that before?
I thought you
Why didn't
knew.
you watch it. Oh no.
And also, it's Eric Roberts looking more like Julia Roberts than he ever has before or since.
Wait,
Dude.
you're acting like this was an assignment that we all agreed upon, Phil, and this was
We
like
did.
no. Aaron said one time, Cole, watch Best of the Best. That's like if your students are leaving and you're like, read chapter 13. And then when they get there the next day, like, you didn't read chapter 13?
No. How many
I'm
times,
your
Aaron?
friend.
Aaron, how many times did we talk about it?
I definitely said watch it like 3 or 4 times.
Many times. Many times.
I'm not
I
assuming
never
you
said
saw
I would
all
watch
those
it.
times. I know. It's
This
true.
is like, I'm like one of those kids. It's like, you need to raise my grade. I didn't know about that assignment. And it's like, it was on the thing and it was in the system and it was, you had so many chances. And it's like, but I just,
but you
but I didn't know
invite me
this.
personally to do the assignment.
yeah. And then my mom comes to like, you need to raise his. You never warned me. It's like, I emailed you 4 times. Well, that's not enough. I don't check.
I
that
don't check
email.
my email.
You should know that.
Yeah. Cole, please type in, search in the chat for best of the best.
That's actually a
How
great
many
way to say it.
freaking times?
It'll say how many mentions. Well, okay. Have to put it in quotes. Oh, dang it.
How do you search? I still don't know. How
I
to
don't
do
know,
that.
but Cole does it all the time, and I love that he does.
You just have to open like
very
Messenger
handy.
as its own, in its own tab, and not just as a little window.
Oh yeah. When you do like the thing.
Okay, Cole, watch Best of
When
the
you do
Best.
the
So that was
thing.
Aaron on Thursday. The one previous to that, we have. Oh, dang it. We have to talk about Best of the Best. I'm 40 minutes into it. This is my first time. Okay, then it's you.
Yes, that's me.
You two talking about it. Cole, you
Yes.
have to watch it too. It's
Yes.
so if it's time, which I think was of its time. It's no shame in one typo.
Thank you.
Well, there's some
and then
shame.
Aaron literally says, I'm just okay. The transcripts of our messages are sacred, but Aaron says, but I just out of context, he says, I'll try to watch it again before this weekend. Literally the next message right after says, dude, the racism is great.
That was me. That was definitely me talking about best
No,
of
it
the
was
best.
Aaron. It's Aaron saying, dude,
he
the
had-
racism is
that
great.
was in reply
Oh.
to your
Yeah,
because I
because
said-
comment
Phil
about the
said,
racism.
but again, I never acknowledged like this was while I was in
Tahiti
Bermuda or something.
in Myrtle Beach.
Aruba.
on the
Myrtle
Gold
Beach.
Coast.
No, it wasn't, but it was while I was at my hockey game. Speaking of which, so that's my excuse. Speaking of which, you guys probably don't know how meaningless this accomplishment is because adult hockey leagues vary greatly in skill level and everything. But I had my first hockey game of my entire life, and I scored a goal in the first minute of the game.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Freaking
Like off the face off or what?
no, but it was our first shift. Like I started the game and scored on my first shift.
All right,
was
can
a-
you do like a play by play?
Okay, so I'm playing defense as I should, kind of
Okay.
up top of the. So I was left wing.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of up near the blue line. They had the puck down in our zone, and the puck kind of came around the board. So I started skating with it. Had a fast break, down the left side. Skated in towards the goal. Was a little unsteady, Shot it up decently high. Got it off the ice, unlike Wayne Gretzky.
Just like a wrist shot.
Yeah, just a little snapshot, probably.
All right.
Hits off the goalie's chest pad. Rebounded back to me and hit it in between his legs. 5-hole, baby.
Yeah, 5-hole. That's my favorite hole.
And the guy that I work with, because I would have been saying to him, dude, how hilarious would it be if I scored a goal this season? Because I'm like one of the
this
worst.
season.
Yeah. And I scored the first shift on my first game.
That's
because I'm good. Like, because really at any low level of hockey, the only distinguishing factor as far as skill goes is skating ability. Like,
right.
If you are good at skating, you will be better than people who are bad at skating, regardless of how well they can shoot or do anything else.
Yeah, because you're not moving fast enough, or like puck handling
exactly
is really an issue.
Yeah, it's like if somebody wasn't good at running or walking, they would not be as good at basketball as somebody who was.
It's like if you're gonna play polo and no one has played polo before, but you've ridden a horse at least.
You've ridden a horse your whole life, like. So I'm surprisingly decent. I'm probably like in the middle of the group on the team, but I'm definitely a beginner. So yeah, it was awesome. Very hilarious. But that's my excuse for not seeing the message, and I apologize. That's all I can do is apologize and get better, and I will be better.
Good.
Man.
But Phil, you interrupted me when I was trying to tell you what movie I saw that I had never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you told us to guess what it was, I thought.
Oh, so. Okay. So
not exactly.
Oh, so it wasn't okay. So it wasn't best of the best. So do you have any other guesses?
Can you give us?
And it wasn't Army of the Dead.
It's a movie that also includes a good deal of racism.
Okay.
Classic Hollywood racism.
Glory
that we all love.
Oh, is it Remember the Titans?
No.
I would be very surprised if you had never
This is
seen
not
that.
like anti-racism. This is just like accidental racism that nobody.
No, I know, but like, but movies like Remember the Titans, like, have racism in it, like, because it's like, look how dumb racism is.
Exactly.
So
like this has that element to it, but then it also has.
So it's Blazing Saddles.
It's as if it was Remember the Titans, but then they were making fun of like Mexicans the whole time or something, like everyone together,
Is it Three Amigos?
Like no. Imagine if like the black kids and the white kids in Remember the Titans bonded over their hatred of Mexicans.
Over their hatred of like South Asians or something.
Wait, so it's not Three Amigos.
It's not Three Amigos.
You're naming movies that there's no way he has never seen before. Like it's not possible.
You're right.
That
it's not Three Amigos because we talked about how I've seen.
Okay, you're right. Is it Born
it's a
in
movie
East
that
LA?
I've seen a lot of scenes of it
Is
before.
Is it Stand and Deliver?
It has a lot of very iconic scenes.
Is it Goodfellas?
No.
That movie's racist.
There's
some racism in it. I don't know.
I'm trying to think how I can say it without giving it away.
Ray Liotta does say the N-word once.
Some very famous actors in it. We've talked about it before.
Pulp
briefly.
Fiction? Is it Pulp Fiction?
Let me look up when it.
Is it Reservoir Dogs? Yeah. What year was it released?
What decade?
I think it like 70s. Let's see here, or maybe early 80s. 81.
It's not.
81.
81.
Okay,
it's
I'll name
16 Candles.
Is it like action comedy?
It's an action movie. It is an iconic.
Oh my gosh, is it 48 Hours?
No. It is an iconic. It is one that you will be shocked that I haven't seen before, quite frankly.
Is it Die Hard? That's not that old.
No. It features John Rhys Davies. I think we've talked about that.
48 Hours is like really freaking racist. It's like super racist, but it's like it's the kind of racism that's like, man, look at these dumb people being racist. But in doing so, it's like, why? Why are you allowing so much racism?
Yeah,
in this
it's
movie?
like
wait, was it Clash of the Titans?
you're still getting to say all the jokes that you want to say. You know?
Exactly.
Like Always Sunny kind of rides that line sometimes of like how much of it is they wanted to make those jokes about Mac, you know, being gay or whatever.
Or was it Escape from New York?
No.
You're just gonna have to tell us.
Okay, it features
Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Ding 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 ding.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually. Please continue.
So to follow up on my earlier comment, it features, you know, the bad guys are the easiest bad guys ever because they're just Nazis during World War II. So it's like,
right.
Hey, we all hate them, so that's an easy bad guy to choose. But then, like, they do not. Like, there's just a lot of it's a weird kind of, I wouldn't even necessarily call it racism, but there's a lot of insensitive things about Arabs.
No,
you know,
no.
Is it in Egypt? Is that where they are?
Well, they're in the yes, it's in Cairo, right? Or it's like near. They talk about flying into Cairo, and then
that's true.
But it.
Wait, do that voice again?
No. So here's the problem. The problem with that movie is everyone who is white is very capable, and even if they're the bad people,
we've talked about this. I think
and every person of color, it's like Indiana Jones comes in. It's like, oh, he'll show us how to dig up this thing that was pretty much kind of in plain sight. It had like soft sand over it, like that didn't. Like, we couldn't figure out how to brush the sand away with our hands until this archaeologist came here, you know? So,
yes, that's true.
And that is like, I don't know. It's funny because there are a lot of these action movies that I haven't seen before. And when you don't have the nostalgia associated with them, you kind of watch them through like your current lens. And they're just so bad. Like, it honestly is insane to me that Harrison Ford was an action star because he is like the slowest, dopiest guy on the planet.
He does not move.
It's ridiculous.
It's like the opposite of Tom Cruise. Like, you watch Tom Cruise, like Tom Cruise, it's like he has it in like every movie he does. Like, you have to show me running fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna do stunts. Like, you could say like, oh, we're spoiled now because like The Rock and like people like The Rock didn't even exist back then. You know, like even Arnold at his buffest didn't look like The Rock or some other. I guess he probably did, but. You know what I'm saying? Close. Like,
yeah, he was.
and those actors existed. So yeah, to that point, like you had Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s making action movies. How was Harrison Ford also? I guess it's because he has to be an archaeologist. Like, it has to be someone believable. Yeah. It's like Kindergarten Cop. Like, nobody's going to believe that this freaking muscle maniac is
a kindergarten teacher.
You know, like, how much time do you spend at the gym, dude? But that was like the most striking. You know, the first scene, spoilers for Raiders of the Lost Ark. And again, this is like, I've seen obviously, you know about all these scenes because they're iconic. You know, the one where he takes the idol and you throw me the idol, I throw you the whip and all that. Because we've all seen, all of us have seen UHF. Some of us haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, but obviously everyone's seen UHF. So we know that part of it. Oh, yeah. And then the people are like chasing him with spears and stuff. And he's like, running like about the same speed that I could run, which is pathetic, you know. He
runs like there's something in his shoe.
Exactly.
Like it's like he's got a rock. Yeah, he's got like a rock in his shoe, and he's like
yeah.
Or like he heard like a little snap firecracker went off behind him, and he's like, oh, hey.
It's like he's barefoot, but he's not.
Yeah,
barefoot.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man! And then the fight scenes when he fights, there's this scene where they're trying to steal this airplane because they thought the Ark was on there, and the big brute guy comes in, and even the big brute guy is just like a couple inches taller than him and kind of looks pretty muscular, you know.
He's pretty good with the whip though.
And then he straight up gets diced up with a freaking plane propeller and splattered blood all like that was. There's some pretty gnarly scenes in that movie. Although my son was like laughing at the part where their faces melt off because it's like there's just water running down their faces.
I think they like made wax figurines and then just heated them.
Yeah, they made whack figurines is what they made.
Cole, if you thought that movie was racist, please,
no, I didn't think the racism in that movie was only. I only brought it up because we were joking about it in the other movie. I don't think it's like over the top by any means.
But please, let's all watch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay. Well, because that's the one that has like Short Round
Yes.
and yeah. Anyway,
And
so yeah, we should watch that. And you know what?
Yeah.
Just the only
brain.
place you can watch it for free, quote unquote free, is Paramount Plus. And I was like, you know what? Screw that. I can't sign up for another thing. I'm just gonna watch it. I just rented it on iTunes.
It's not on Disney?
No, because a lot of stuff's going away from Disney now because of Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I got Paramount Plus so that I can.
I don't know if it was ever on Paramount
the
Plus.
challenge. All
okay,
stars.
wait. And what about about the freaking Hills, dude?
What about
Hills
them?
New Beginnings.
Oh, they have eyes.
Dude, there is a ton of stuff on.
Oh yeah, because all the MTV
Plus.
stuff, all the MTV, like all the Viacom stuff, is on Paramount Plus.
I can't keep paying for more services though. Like,
I know.
I just can't do it.
Literally, they should just go back to cable.
The thing we were
and in
all
fact, my
complaining about
son
with cable.
literally said that. He was like, "Why do we have cable? We never use it." And I was like,
It should just
"Well,
be
technically we do because we sign into it on our devices, and that's how we can watch some of this stuff." But
just stream cable.
And like, I
It's
guess
crazy.
you can still buy DVDs, but how are DVDs cheap? Like Blu-rays and stuff?
They're like $20.
No, they have not.
Yeah,
they have
see,
not
like-
lost.
Like
Maybe
you,
VHS
like new
tapes
ones.
were
You
that-
can buy old ones for like $5.
Yeah, like how much could I see? And it's to the point where it's like I could probably get all of the Indiana Jones movies on Amazon for like $15 or something.
Yeah. Plus, why would you buy a DVD?
I get a Blu-ray, you know.
Dude, I have a
I
buddy.
know, but
I have
all
a
those
buddy who
pixels.
quit his job, and
new Blu-rays are like $30.
he is selling Blu-rays and DVDs, used Blu-rays and DVDs full time.
What?
What are you saying to us right now, Phil?
He like does he
What does
flip
that
them
even
or
mean?
what?
Like he has a blanket that he puts out by the bus station and
No,
lays them
all
down?
eBay. All eBay.
He like goes to like yard sales and buys like lots and then sells them
Yes,
individually.
that is exactly what he does. He looks on Craigslist
Just
and
because he
somebody's
knows
like,
which ones are expensive.
yeah. But
Dude,
he'll go,
honestly, I would rather just have a job.
Honestly, people,
Unless you're making like a ton of money.
I love it. People say those things like when they have an MLM thing, and it's like, yeah, all I have to do is all these things, and then I don't have to have a job. And it's like, no, you just have a job.
All I have
a
to do
job,
is
yes.
work like 60 hours a week.
Yeah, I have a
And
job,
make
and all I have to
almost
do
as
is
much as I used
all
to.
the things I have to do for my job.
Yeah.
Well, what he has done is he was doing it as a hobby. None of us were really doing this like we're flipping pedals like as a hobby. We just happened to do it like.
No, I was flipping pedals as a hobby for about a year or two. Remember when I had my spreadsheet?
There was a couple times where I was like, but I wasn't like actively.
I think you
I had
need
a
more
whole-
like more than a hobby.
I bought
Yeah,
like
so he was
thousands
doing
of
it, like-
dollars worth of pedals to resell, probably.
Like as a side gig.
But it was never like the only thing was to get money for guitar stuff. Like it was never about supplementing my actual income or whatever.
Okay, so my buddy was doing it as a hobby, in like sort of, but I think he kind of looked at it like playing slot machines. You know what I mean? It was like on the weekends I'll buy a bin. Somebody's like, I'm getting rid of all these Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Bin, and then he goes through them and he's like, oh my gosh, this is worth so much money. And then he just started making so much money that he was like, first he had to pay taxes, and then he was like, oh crap. And he's like, you know what? I could do this for a living. And so he just stopped doing his other job that he didn't like anyway. And now he's got an entire room full of freaking DVDs and Blu-rays.
And honestly, like part of why I stopped flipping so much is like I would jump at the opportunity to buy something for way less than it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
But like for DVDs, if you told somebody like, hey, I'm going to resell this for $20 instead of the $2 you're charging me, they'd be like, okay. You know, it wasn't like buying a $1,000 guitar for $500. Like everyone knows, like this is just junk that I have in my house, DVDs and stuff, you know, that I'm just getting rid of. And it doesn't feel like in that case, it doesn't feel like you're taking advantage of the situation quite as much. Maybe that's
well,
just me.
and it is almost every situation is there's somebody goes, I know these are worth money. But I just do not want to spend the time. I'm not going to be the one to go through it. Yes.
Have you guys ever seen High Fidelity?
Yes.
I love that.
Have you read the book?
No, Aaron.
So only because there's a scene in the book
ask
that I wish was in the movie where this lady like contacts him and she's like doing
this is a deleted scene.
Is it?
Yes.
With the
I know what you're gonna say.
Where she's like trying to sell all her husband's records.
Yeah.
And then she's like wants to get rid of them cheap. And then he goes through and he's like telling her like what they're worth and he wants to give her like a fair price. And she's like, no, I want to sell them cheap.
Just it won't hurt him.
Exactly. Yeah. She wants to like stick it to him.
I want it to hurt when I tell him how much I got for all these.
Yeah. And he like can't bring himself to do it.
You hear about those stories of people like it's always guns for some reason that you hear about, but I've never encountered that before, unfortunately. Some woman scorned,
Okay.
It would be okay if she's selling all of his guns, but if she's only selling like half his guns, I would be worried.
Yeah,
because he still has the other half.
He still has the other half. Like, I need to know that these are all of his guns and that he can't pass a background check right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know Gun Street Wiring Shop by now, you must be living in the dark ages. They are the premier hand-built wiring solution for all of your guitars. I have one in my Telecaster. I have a setup in there, 5-way. It's great. Have it in my Jazzmaster. It's amazing. I actually put it in my Epiphone Dot, brought the thing back to life. It's crazy. If you don't have it, you need it. Every guitar that you own will be better with Gun Street Wiring Shop. I promise. Also, if you join the Street Crew, you get a discount on the product, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. If you get it and you don't like it, I will punch Cole in the face. That's my guarantee. Check it out right now at gunstreetwiringshop.com.
We have to talk about something. I brought it up before. Army of Darkness. No, Army of the Dead. We have to talk about this. Okay. And here's why. Friend of the show, Chris D'Elia. What's his name? How do you say his name?
It's probably not Chris D'Elia because that's the guy who got canceled.
That's the guy I'm talking about. I'm making a joke. He's a friend of the show. He's not
yes, I think it is. Or it's like Delia or Delia. I'm not sure.
Are you talking about the guy that used to run he used to have like a catalog and he would sell like shoes and stuff for girls?
Nope.
Delia? He had that Delia's catalog back in the day.
What's the Delia?
You guys don't remember that?
No.
I remember like every girl in my middle school and high school had this Delia's catalog, and it was like mail order.
Okay, but
like
it
platform
is funny,
sneakers and stuff.
It is funny that you said every high school girl because evidently that's why he got canceled, right? He was Snapchatting with underage girls, and then there's that famous video. Well, now it's famous of him learning like in real time, learning that Snapchat is not
pretty great. The video, it's like terrible that was happening.
His face like going, like you see him dawning on him like that. Oh,
he's like, wait, they disappear though.
They disappear, and then somebody goes, no. You could save them. You could still save them. Like there's ways to save them,
whatever.
And he's like. He says nothing, but like that's literally the moment that he was like, "Oh no, I'm going to get in so much trouble." Okay, so
and then it goes, "Oh no, oh no,
no." So, Army of the Dead, Dave Bautista.
Okay. Why were we thinking the same thing?
So, starring Dave Bautista, and it's an ensemble cast, and most of the people in the movie I don't think we would recognize, but evidently that guy Chris D'Elia, he was like the comic relief of the cool team put together. He was the comic relief guy, and because of how like severely canceled he has been. And the movie was finished. So this is Zack Snyder.
Oh, this is okay, keep going.
They Kevin Spacey'd him.
Yes, they deleted him. They literally erased him and replaced
him.
They deleted him and they replaced him with Tig Notaro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I saw a clip of Tig Notaro, and it is and I love Tig Notaro, and
she's really good.
It was a very funny clip, and I was like, I need to watch this movie. Apparently,
so it just came out on Netflix.
Okay.
Friday. And
the clip,
and so
I shouldn't like maybe this is like spoilery, but it seems like they're rounding up a team, like
it's like
Ocean's 11 style.
Yes,
and they go to her.
That's exactly right.
And he's like, he's gonna explain it, but first he says for $2 million, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah,
like,
he goes, "Don't you want to hear the details?"
She's like, "No." She's
No,
like, "I hate my life so much." It's $2 million. I hate my life so much. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, he's like, "You could die," and she goes, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
$2 million.
I'm in.
Whoa, she did everything on green screen.
Yeah, dude.
The whole, by herself.
And apparently, like some parts, it's kind of obvious, which is disappointing. But like, whatever, they did what they had to do.
Bummed. You know? I'm bummed. I knew it before I watched because like it does it like because then I was looking for it, you know, and so you're
it's like when a
watching
movie,
how weird it is.
It's like when you know a movie was made to be in 3D. Like that's all you can notice are like the weird 3D things, you know.
When they throw stuff at the screen, you're like, why? Yes. Yeah. So they did. There's a couple tricks that I could tell he did, in post production, that I think are like, in post, that are kind of clever, but most of it, like, it just doesn't. It feels very odd. But here's the thing.
It's just so weird.
Also,
like
feels really odd.
Zack Snyder movies are usually like so good and perfect, and like no complaints about them.
Meaning, how they're made.
Psych. They usually suck. And are terrible.
How dare you?
Which
300 is
which one did
so
Zack Snyder do? Did he do Marvel ones?
No, he does all the DC stuff.
Oh, dude, Batman versus Superman. Nobody had anything bad to say about that one.
Yeah, I know. Or what's that one? Justice League?
Or Superman. Didn't he do the
Superman? Yeah.
Did you guys see the Saturday Night Live had their season?
Man of Steel was the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, so that actually is funny you said that because Saturday Night Live had their season finale.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the thing where Colin and Michael write jokes for each
other.
Yeah,
you know? That was really good.
And yeah, one of them he kept writing, he kept giving alternate titles for Superman, and so at the very end, he was like, "Oh, and one last thing, another alternate title for the Black Superman is Man of Steel, but Steel is spelled S-T-E-A-L."
Oh my gosh.
What was the? It's funny because Michael Che writes them.
Yeah, so Michael Che writes them, and he always makes them like as racist as possible because then Colin Jost has to read them out. I can't remember.
The other one was.
Oh, it was like
about. It's bad. It's funny, but I feel bad saying it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later. Just kidding. I will though.
Oh, but then one of the ones Michael had to read was basically, oh no, maybe it was one Colin had to read. It was basically like the punchline of it was that Woody Allen did nothing wrong. Like Woody Allen is completely innocent. He did nothing wrong, and that was it.
What? So I remember. I think it was Colin Jost in an interview was saying that it was Che's idea. And he's like, "Oh, that's funny. That's a really funny idea." And he goes, "So we'll both, and we can't see him ahead of time, so we're gonna each do it." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, I get it." And he goes, and I was thinking like it'll just be like lighthearted. And so the first time we did it, the jokes that I wrote for him were like lighthearted, awkward for him to say.
And even now, they're still way more lighthearted.
Yeah,
and just
he can't really lay into him. Yeah, he can't lay into him.
And every single one that Che writes is just.
Really
to get him to say racist stuff.
Yeah, really, really bad.
Pretty great.
That's good stuff.
Do you follow him on Instagram at all, Michael Che?
Yes, I started following him because you told me to.
he does this thing where he deletes everything like a day after he posts it, so he only ever has like one post on there at a time. But half of it is like just talking about how racist Colin Jost is and like all the ways he mistreats him and stuff.
Oh man.
It's so
yeah,
funny.
like it'll be them out together and he'll like take a selfie and say like, this is what Colin's doing to me right now.
It's really funny.
Yeah, he's made it like, especially since part of it too is like Colin basically has like he's married to Scarlett Johansson now. So it's basically like he's trying to take him down a peg,
Yeah, he needs to. Someone's got to take him down a peg.
So I'm trying to think if I had any other input about Raiders of the Lost Ark. It is a very entertaining movie, and it's crazy to think how many scenes in there are very iconic. Maybe even more than like some of the Star Wars movies. Like the scene where their faces melt off, even just the bad dates thing. Like that's something that gets quoted a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Bad dates.
I think because when like now Star Wars is like very universally adored pretty much, but like
because of all the new movies. Partially.
Yeah, but like back then it was still like nerd stuff and people didn't like nerd because it's like, oh, sci-fi.
Yeah, Indiana Jones was like, and the whole like plot. My son was kind of making fun of this aspect of it too, but like it's very clear that he's a ladies' man, and I think it's really cool that that's not like a central focus of. I mean, weirdly enough, Harrison Ford's character is the ladies' man in Star Wars, but like they don't push that. That's not really like a thing for Luke,
Oh yeah, like there's no like students trying to seduce him in the middle of class.
Dude. And then another student comes out of the woodwork to basically like she's mad at him. Obviously you can tell just from the subtext that like they slept together and he regrets it and felt like she was taken advantage of, and he was like his response is just, you know what you were doing. This is the hero of the movie.
Wait, I don't remember that
the protagonist.
At
all. No. But she says, I don't remember how old.
She's the one
who
has like.
Well, they're in college.
No, but this was like
no.
So there's the one in college who's flirting with him, but then they go and find. He finds this lady who knows where one of the artifacts is located.
Oh, I thought you were saying another student.
No,
she was like a former student of his.
No, she was the daughter of his friend.
Yes.
No, there's two. You're talking about two different people, I think.
I am not.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Marion.
I'm talking about the person he goes to first, and she, tries to hit him and stuff, and
yes, and then they get
just
into a
says,
fight.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Yes,
This is the girl that drinks a lot.
Yes, that's the girl.
Is that not the same person?
Okay,
same person as
maybe
who?
it is.
Like
I'm saying
as the one that he like falls in love with at the end.
Like the whole
yes,
movie.
it is the same woman.
Okay,
Cole is the one who is confused.
My understanding is she's like she's the daughter not of his like friend, but like his mentor kind of. So they're like the same
like
age.
It's a colleague.
They are not the same age.
Yes, they are. That's the whole point.
They're close to the same age. It was
they're
his
like
mentor.
Contemporaries.
It was yes. They're of the same cohort.
I don't know if that is the case.
That was the implication of that character. I was thinking there were two different characters
because of the
but that was the implication that like, oh, your dad took me under his wing, and then because I was the young buck and he was like the old dude, and then I slept with his daughter. But yeah, there was
the old head.
I didn't think it was implied that she was much younger than him. But it does become like this thing, and he's even like, destroy the ark. All I want is the girl. And she's like, well, you don't like, it's not like you're going to own me if you save me, She didn't say that, but I was thinking that.
Dang.
But other than that, because I'm woke.
Okay, but now also, Cole, you should know this. In the fourth Indiana Jones movie that everyone should hate if you are...
Wait, real quick. There's I'm looking at the
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah,
the character names, and there's like Colonel Musgrove, then it goes down bureaucrat, jock, Australian climber, second Nazi, mean Mongolian.
Mean Mongolian. Great.
Mean
I like
Mongolian.
second Nazi because it sounds like a rank.
Yeah.
Like I just got promoted to second Nazi.
So,
It is funny though.
Indiana
Like I don't know. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know that the Nazis are really the bad guys. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. It is interesting because for a long time there were so many movies that were kind of, and video games too, that were kind of based around Nazis being the bad guys just because it was like an easy, like you don't have to have a subtle villain at all because it's
and then like in the
knows they're
90s
hated.
it switched to Russians because like the Cold War was basically over, so it's a new like easy thing.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Like, should they be as, like, should the Russians have been as universally hated as they were? I don't know. Maybe they should have been. I honestly don't know much about
It was
the Cold
cold.
War.
okay, so
They're
Kingdom of the
communists.
Crystal-
Cole.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, they deserve to die.
His new sidekick is Shia
Shia
LaBeouf,
Uh-huh.
and Shia LaBeouf
Shia LaBeouf.
is the son of Indiana Jones and Marion from that movie.
And
Is it really?
Yes.
is there some? Would you like to comment on that?
I'm just telling Cole, Aaron.
Oh,
But you're saying it like as if that's like a
What?
really scandalous thing.
that's like a gotcha moment or
No,
something.
No,
Like,
I'm
that's
not.
interesting.
I'm
you
just telling you.
did kind
When
of.
you say it's their son, when you say it's their son from the movie, do you mean that the
Don't tell me how
assumption
I
is
feel,
that the
Aaron.
child was conceived during the movie? Because then that's kind of interesting.
Is it like
he
a
was
son that
conceived
he
in
never
Cairo.
knew about?
Yes, he is. I think he's unaware that he has.
Oh
a
yeah,
son.
I remember. I've seen that movie. That's the one Indiana Jones movie.
The Shia
I've seen.
LaBeouf ride a motorcycle?
Yes.
Does that make me a real fan?
I have not seen that one. Was there another one after
It
that
is-
too?
No, they've been like talking about maybe doing another one.
That one was so universally hated. It's kind of
so
miraculous
bad.
that like I feel like people look at the prequels. The prequels kind of got a bad rap in a lot of ways, in my opinion. But also, like, it's pretty impressive that they've made. And granted, partially it's because they're like remaking the same movie, but just with different characters than the more current Star Wars movies. But like, it's not always easy to just take a beloved franchise and make a new movie in it. You know,
How dare you?
obviously, otherwise the Crystal Skull would have been better, right?
I don't think.
Why did you say how dare you?
Because I like the new movies.
I
don't
think
they're
it's-
the same.
I think it's.
Oh, so do
it's
I. That's what I'm
hard-
saying.
No, it's hard to make a great movie, but it's not. I don't think it's hard to not. If you've got a buttload of money, it should not be hard to not make
Yeah,
a terrible.
To make
movie.
a competent movie
Yes.
that's like
But-
objectively good, objectively not bad.
There's so many just bad movies though. Like
It's true. I think it's like not easy to make a good movie, right?
yes, I think.
And
that's
it's funny
true.
'cause,
I think
like,
it's
people think-
easier to make a bad
People
movie
think
than you
that
think.
like if you make a really bad movie, you should be like condemned somehow, and it's like I don't know. They wanted it to be good, like it just didn't. You know.
Did you
They
guys?
tried hard.
Did you guys listen to the most recent? How'd this get made?
No.
Okay, it's fascinating because that obviously that's what the podcast is about. But this particular movie is called Tammy and the T-Rex, and it's it was made like right after or maybe right around when Jurassic Park was made, so early 90s. It's starring Paul Walker and Denise Richards.
What is it called?
Tammy and the T-Rex.
Oh yeah.
Now here's the greatest part about it. This is I had never heard of the movie, and this is the best part. Is the movie is the making of the film is structured around somebody saying, "Hey, there's this animatronic T-Rex that in 2 weeks is getting shipped to this amusement park in Korea. So, do you want to do something cool with it?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm going to make a freaking movie with it." And he wrote and filmed.
Oh, you're saying in real life? I thought you were saying
Yes.
this was the plot of the movie.
No, that is what really happened. And so in 2 weeks, he wrote a movie and filmed a movie
Dude.
right before this animatronic T-Rex was shipped overseas.
That's called seizing the day, just like the Newsies taught us to do.
The Newsies. I thought that was Dead Poet Society. That
Our greatest example, the news.
I
Dead
was
Poet
Paul
taught
Walker
that.
was really young.
Yeah, he had to, and same with Denise Richards.
Dead Poet Society also taught us to seize that. They taught us carpe diem, which means seize the day. But they didn't sing a song about it like the Newsies
true.
did.
True.
So it is objectively not as memorable.
Okay. Fair enough.
Newsies is really good.
Yeah, I still like it. You know what else I still like that I watched recently? Maybe we already talked about this, but Happy Gilmore. Did we talk about that, Phil?
Yes.
Okay.
Briefly.
It's still great. There's probably some, questionable stuff in there, but I enjoyed it greatly. That's all I have to say about that.
Happy. Can I? So I almost said Happy Gilmore, which made me remember this thing that the youngsters these days refer to hot dogs as glizzies.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't.
It means it's like it's an East Coast term for
that's right.
for hot dog, but it also is
But now it came to mean something else that also.
It's the same as wiener, right? Like you say wiener, and people go,
I don't say
wait,
wiener.
what are you talking about? Hey, give me one of those wieners.
Oh, here you go. I figured it out. I've looked it up. Glizzy. No,
I just told you, Aaron. You didn't.
I'm telling you
because I just told you.
I'm telling you more and better context. Glizzy is slang for Glock type of handgun.
Oh, okay. A brand.
And it also refers to hot dogs.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Because hot dogs it's like a Glock. It's like a handgun.
Yeah, exactly.
But glizzy, that's like totally unrelated. That's just somebody saying like using like whatever like slang that Snoop Dogg uses to say Glock. Like I pull out my glizzy in my hizzy or whatever. Right? I don't think those two things are related. I think those are two different ways at arriving at those.
Aaron believes that they are related.
They have to.
Aaron believes
they're
that they're related, and Aaron believes that it was more important to say that this additional information needed to be said that is not really relevant.
Yeah, quit saying irrelevant stuff, Aaron.
No, because listen, hot dogs are sometimes another name for handgun is hot dog.
Yeah, I pull out my hot dog.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
For like cops, they carry Glocks, but the holster is like the bun and the hot dog part is the glizzy.
Dude, everyone knows that already, Aaron. This
is not. I brought this up so that I could pretend I didn't know, so then I could drop knowledge on you, and you guys are just ignoring the knowledge that is being dropped. Anyway, one of my favorite things on TikTok is when they throw a glizzy at someone and they accidentally swallow it and then spit it back up.
Yeah.
Yes, in slow motion.
Yeah. So gross.
Well, because you see enough of them where it just completely misses their mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
So then when one actually gets like perfectly in and down their throat, it was like painful and unpleasant, but it's also like an accomplishment.
But I also find it really great when they get slapped in the face with it, and it's in slow motion, and it's like doing that weird oscillation.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about TikTok Premium now, I think.
Like when you used to get your pencil and like wiggle it, and you'd tell them, my pencil's made of rubber. But it's your glizzy.
So I just said,
remember when you used to do that with your glizzy?
You just wiggle your glizzy in front of your friends
and say, "Hey, it's made of rubber."
Okay, Cole, I have a question for you.
I just sent you each. I sent you both a picture of a still from the movie Tammy and the T-Rex.
He's getting punched in the glizzy.
No,
or
he's
grabbed
not
in
punching.
the glizzy.
He's grabbing, and evidently, I need to see this movie. But evidently, in this fight scene, both of the two
What is he wearing?
grab each other by the junk and are squeezing and twisting. That's what's happening in this high school fight.
valid.
Have you ever heard of that in a high school fight?
I've seen it firsthand.
Partially because like everyone in high school is so afraid of people thinking that they're gay that they would never do something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, they were when we were in high school.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're getting in fights like this nowadays, right?
Cole, I have a question
this was in
for
91,
you
so-
because you know things about sports.
Oh, okay.
So if you hit a foul ball, if you hit a foul ball in baseball and someone catches it, it's an out, right?
Yeah.
If you hit what should be a home run and someone reaches over the fence and grabs it, that's an out.
Yeah.
What if they catch it, but they're already over the fence when they catch it? Is that an out? Or is that a home run?
Over the fence.
So let's say you hit a home run, right? So there's this video.
Oh, you're talking like on a fence that's low enough for someone to just jump over.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get over the fence or you catch it and you land on the other side of the fence. Like you jump up, you catch it, and you land over the fence. That should be an out, right?
My gut is, I don't know. If you catch,
I mean,
if you jump completely over the fence and land in home run territory with it in your hand, I would think that's a home run, honestly.
That's what I think, but I don't know if it's true. So there's this video of this girl softball, and she like runs, dives. She's fully cleared the fence before the ball is in her glove. That should be a home run, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. The only reason, I mean, you can do that when it's a foul because it's still foul territory. Like both sides of the fence are foul territory, you know.
It's weird. I don't know.
It is weird.
I don't understand sports.
I don't either.
Hopefully the Lakers are winning right now, but I don't know.
That's debatable.
That it's hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that the Lakers are winning.
I've lived in Utah for, since the early 90s. But I've never been a jazz fan.
Are you talking jazz?
I'm talking jazz to you. REU. And they're actually really good this year.
Yeah, dude, they're number one in the West.
Like no one really talks about them that much, I don't think. But they have the number one seed in the whole conference.
West.
So now I'm a Jazz fan. But if they lose, I won't be anymore.
Phil, I don't know if you probably don't know this, but being number one in the West is way more impressive than being number one in the East.
Yes. Right now it is. In the 90s it wasn't, but now those things
in like the last 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, being the best team in the West.
How far does the West
means,
go?
That's like an existential question.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Are you surprised? You're surprised that Utah is in the West?
I want to know how big. I want to know the parameters of the West.
The Western Conference physically is probably much bigger than the Eastern Conference, just because like they put the teams where the teams are going to be, and then choose what conference they're in. So like,
is Hawaii in
Memphis?
The West?
There's no
Memphis
team in
the
Hawaii.
Western Conference. Like Memphis, Tennessee
Memphis
is
in the Western Conference. Yes,
and they are like in the Eastern time zone. so the West takes up a lot of space. And there's probably cases of like a team in the East that's actually physically further west than a team in the West, right? There must be.
Does Hawaii? Does Hawaii
doesn't have
no?
any
The East is pretty well East. No, there's no pro teams because it would cost too much for other teams to like go out and play them. The travel would be insane.
Time zone, and I think there's just not the population. There's not the population to support it. Like when people go on vacation to Hawaii, they don't think I want to go crowd into a building with 20,000 people. Like that's the same reason that like,
if it was a good team.
Honestly, pro teams don't even like do well in Miami for the same reason.
Yeah, San Diego can't support a pro team, like barely the Padres, but
yeah,
they can't keep a football team.
You go to sports to forget your life, but like if your life is just going to the beach, then like you don't need to, you know.
Yes.
It is interesting because even like the University of Hawaii, that's probably the biggest. Like their football team plays in probably the biggest stadium that exists in Hawaii, and it is a small rundown stadium. Because again, who's going on vacation to Hawaii and then thinking like, I want to go see Hawaii play some other team, you know?
The Pelicans are in the West. And
Yeah,
they're in New Orleans.
What?
But they're a new
Western.
team, so it's like, or did they move there?
Yeah.
No, this doesn't.
Yeah, they were
This is not okay.
The Pelicans were the what were they? Maybe they're an expansion team. I didn't think they were though.
Oh, they're from Charlotte. They were the Hornets.
Oh yeah, they were the Hornets.
So they were even further.
They must
east.
have been in Eastern Conference back then, though.
Yeah, but part of it is they just have to keep it like even. They can't just put
exactly. They just have to keep.
If you draw a line, then yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And there's way more people. Like if you drew a line of like the median of like where 50% of the population lives east and west, it would be far towards the east, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like a vertical line. Because the only big population
aside from the
in the west is California.
Coast, yeah, aside from the coast, there's like not that many people.
Yeah.
Even Seattle's not like that big.
The Jazz have their first playoff game tonight.
Yeah.
Against
Memphis, right?
Another basketball organization.
They're playing Memphis because Memphis beat Golden State.
That's right.
To get in.
Sacramento, Phil, your local boys, your hometown boys. I think they have the longest current streak of not making the playoffs.
Yes.
And it's almost 20 years now, I think.
Yeah, dude.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
The Padres might make it to the World Series this year.
Dude.
It'll be the first time since a while. Yeah, dude, he's good.
I said, don't soundbite that though. I love Tatis.
Reality is whatever I want. Have you seen that guy?
Yes.
That's funny. Yeah, well.
So I'm thankful for the Western Conference playoffs. Everybody knows
too.
that.
Guys, I'm thinking about not being an Angels fan anymore.
Yeah,
so
you should be a Padres fan.
Let me know. I think I'm going to. I mean, I like the Padres already, but the Angels just like mismanage their team so badly.
Yeah. Dude,
like,
can you imagine
squandered Mike Trout?
How did
absolutely
they have Trout
squandered?
How did they have Trout and Pujols on the same team for like a long time and get nothing out of it, you know?
Yeah, and now they have Ohtani and they're like also
yeah, and he seems like a ridiculous talent.
Dude, he's freaking good. He should be like he's like in the running for MVP right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is because
yeah.
Which is crazy as a pitcher.
I know.
So this guy, Phil, is a really good starting pitcher, and he also has like a lot of home runs. Which, if you know anything about pitchers,
is he also
they don't have home runs. Yeah, and he's also Japanese.
He's not turning Japanese. He is Japanese.
He was born Japanese.
Dude, that's like the Mariners. The fact that they had like A-Rod, Felix Hernandez, Ichiro, all those guys, and never won a World Series.
Here's how you know the Angels suck too, because so they had Albert Pujols, and he was like okay. Yeah, he went to the Dodgers, and he's like immediately good again. And
crazy.
Then when they would, do you remember? I don't know if you remember, like between like several years ago, they went back and forth with Josh Hamilton and like sent him like so they got him from the Rangers, and he immediately sucked. They sent him back to the Rangers, and they were still paying like half his salary, and all of a sudden he was good again.
Yes. It's pretty great.
Angels.
It's almost like money is a motivator.
Yeah. But he was still making the same amount of money.
Yeah. It's pretty, I don't know. But
Although
once you lock it down.
I think LA was not good for him.
No.
Just life-wise.
It sucks though that this stupid Dodgers, although the Giants are in first place right now, so
we can hate the Dodgers.
That's a good thing. We can all agree on our hatred of the Dodgers, so that's a good thing. But
I hate the Dodgers from LA standpoint because of Angels, and I also hate them because of the Padres. So Dodgers, suck it. My grandmother's a big Dodgers fan. She can also suck it. I'm also thankful for the Western Conference Finals. And Phil, I want to tell you and everyone listening, thank you for friendship.
Thank you for friendship.
Thank you for friendship.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.